Hi, I would like to do a little review of Living Well with Orthostatic Intolerance, a guide to diagnosis and treatment by Dr. Peter Rowe, who is a specialist in adolescent and young adult orthostatic intolerance and ME/CFS at Johns Hopkins. I get care from Johns Hopkins for OI, but not from Dr. Rowe. And by the way, they're overloaded and it takes a long time to get an appointment. So uh, good luck if you're hoping to go that route. Um, but I have no particular connection to Dr. Rowe, so this is just a review. The book, in practical terms, is quite short. It's only about 100 usable, working pages, but it costs like 22 or $23, depending on whether you get the Kindle or paperback version on Amazon, which seems to me to be really expensive. So I borrowed it from the library and photocopied a, a few pages that I thought I would want to keep indefinitely. And I recommend the same for you. It seems to be written at a college level, I think. It's not written so basically that maybe you could give it to an adolescent and they would be able to go right through it without looking up a lot of stuff. So keep that in mind. It's not super technical, but it's not super basic either. On to the content, the most important part. It is a really useful book. I'm so happy that I have read this book. It gives basic information about how orthostatic intolerance develops, its different types, how it's diagnosed, how it's treated. These are separated into different sections. Sometimes each one of those might be separated into more than one section. So it's well organized for the patient to understand what the purpose is of the discussion, and the discussions tend to be quite thorough from my perspective. A lot of questions are answered. The text acknowledges what's known about OI, what's not known, what's disagreed about, how people with different types of OI might respond differently to the same test or medication. Um, and the discussion of different types I thought was especially helpful. I could see that my wife's version is actually just totally benign, and that mine is kind of common to people with ME/CFS. Generally, unless I'm recovering from COVID, I don't have POTS, but I do have orthostatic intolerance. Speaking of POTS, I appreciate that this book is consistent in referring only to what is officially POTS when it uses the term POTS. My two specialists that I've seen at Johns Hopkins have loosely called all orthostatic intolerance POTS, even though they know it's really a specific subtype that I don't have. Um, and Back to the book, I found the sections on treatments especially useful in because it helped me to suggest to my provider that I might try this one or this one. I could tell that of the, I don't know, 10 or so treatments, that only a couple were likely to be fit for me. Um, and So I suggested a couple and ended up being prescribed midodrine. Then the book has maybe 2 pages just on midodrine and practical considerations based on Dr. Rowe's long experience with orthostatic intolerance and the different treatments. And it had information about things I should look out for, ways, dosing information, things like that, that I can't find anywhere else. So it seemed really valuable for that. I definitely photocopied those pages. So, in short, this is short, expensive, but quite worth getting from the library and or if you're actually a caregiver, like a medical provider, having in your library. And I'm glad that I got it. Thank you.